Tammy. So yeah, and so where your attention goes, energy flows and money grows. And so if you want it to be a side gig, it will always be a side gig. Okay, if you want your job to be a full-time, if you want your business to be a full-time job, which means that you're working on it 40 hours a week, it will always be that. If you want it to be an empire, you build it to be an empire and you make those plans for it to happen. And so at each one of those stages, you make plans to get that, but then you like build up those restrictions and those boundaries on yourself by saying, it's just going to be a side gig. I'm just going to do this until I get a full-time job. Or, this is going to be my full-time job and I'm going to work 40 hours a week and I'm going to get burnt out and tired, but I'm doing what I love. And that's great, right? And the empire is like, okay, at one point, I'm going to sit on the beach and drink my margaritas while I have a team that's doing the marketing, I have a team that's doing my admin, and I have a team that's doing my sales, and I get to work with clients and doing what I love. And so that's kind of like the empire. And so then it also goes into the vibe that you carry into your business. And so if you're carrying in the vibe of like, I'm building this to be an empire, that means I need to be the CEO energy and I need to have that queen vibe. Oh, thanks, Archana. I was like, I look different today. What the heck? Do my makeup the exact same thing every day? I don't know. Maybe it's to sleep. I don't know. But thank you. Anyway, so what you want your business to be is what it's going to become. All right. And it's like, if you want it to be a side gig, that is fantastic, right? Because that's what you want. If you want it to be a full-time job, that is what you want. So that is great. If you want it to be more, then it can be more, okay? Each one of those has plans coming through that for that. So what we're going to do today is, yesterday we talked a little bit about like what's an essential and what's a non-essential, and like the essentials were in growing your business was the marketing, getting people to know, like, and trust you for an hour a day. The admin part, that's the back end stuff, doing that for an hour a day, still got to get that done. And then an hour a day of sales. And so that's how you can structure your days, but you can also work your schedule into hours and days. Like on Mondays, I do mostly like admin days. That's where I do a lot of my content creation and I schedule for the week. And I don't have very many clients on Mondays and I don't do any sales on Mondays. I always do my 1 hour of marketing every day. That's like a given. But then Tuesdays, it's like an hour of marketing a day and then all clients. So I don't do any admin and I don't have any sales calls. No, Wednesdays I do sales calls. So then I have like 3 hours of sales calls available on Wednesdays. And so I like to structure my days with different themes just so I stay in that flow. Because I was finding that like I was like doing an hour of marketing, an hour of sales, and an hour admin, and I was just really jumping all over the place. And that was just taking up space in my mind. And so it just felt better to be focused, be a little bit more focused and intentional about what I'm doing on each day. Still working that 3 hours a day. So boom shakalaka. Okay, that was yesterday. And so, and then looking at your list of things that you do on a day, identifying, is it an essential? If it's not essential, it can wait till tomorrow. Okay, that's how you're going to cut back time. Okay, so I'm a big believer in social media planning. And for those of you who are on Facebook, it's not letting me attach in this. So I'm going to just create a new post that has the file in it. Okie dokie. And just because it's just not letting me do that right now. So if you want, you can open that doc. If you're on Instagram, of course you don't have it, but you can always message me and I will send it to you because I will share my screen with you as well so I can take you through this. And hang on. Oh, and you won't even get that on Instagram anyways. Okay. Okay, so it's in the group. I made a new post. If you are on watching the live, just scroll up and then you can open the social media calendar. So, okay, so here's 3 kinds of posts that you can make. You want to write these down. And so one is entertainment, purely entertainment. Let people see your fun side. Let's see people see who you are. Okay, entertainment, empowerment. Okay, empowerment is like that motivation, that's that inspiration, and people like that, right? You want to help people feel good about themselves, regardless of what industry you're in, and also like, so let's say in interior design, the motivation can help people see what's possible. So those are the posts of like, here's this amazing room that you can do, and help people see what's possible. That's like that's the empowerment thing. Regardless of what industry you're in, it's all about helping people see and believe what is possible for them. Okay, and then a little bit is that how-to stuff. That's the education. So you got empowerment, education, and entertainment style posts. So the education, those are like the how-tos. That's the 3 tips. That's the 5 tips. That's like, here's my secret sauce. Here's like the one thing that I like to do, you know? If all your content is how-to posts, it gets lame. It gets boring, right? And because you're just being told what you need to do, and people aren't as engaged in that. So people like the mix of the 3 E's. And you guys, this doesn't come from me. This comes from like, I think Jasmine Star or something like that, who's got like $800 million and 800 million followers. So yeah. And so, so having the variety of posts. So what you can do is keep those 3 things in mind, and then decide if you want to have a grid or not. And so even like last year when I started my Instagram, grids were like all the thing. And it helps you appear to be professional, and it appears to make it look like you have your ducks in a row on the appearance side. I like to still use a grid just because it makes it easy to plan and easier to plan. And so what you can do is start off with designing and writing out like what you would like your grid to be. So I'll share my screen for a second and show you like what my grid has looked like. And there's different ways that you can create a grid. And so my grid goes, okay, me, quote, me, blue, how do I, a message, orange, me. So every other picture is me, because I have lots of pictures of me, not to be egotistical, but because those ones usually get the most engagement and the most likes. I started adding in some reels, and yeah, so I do like 2 main colors because those are the colors of my brand. Blue is for leadership and trust, and orange is for energy and friendliness. And so those are my colors and my brandings. And so I create my grid that way to alternate. But you can create a grid where it's like all just you. All, the next line is like all orange. The next line is all blue. Or you could do it vertically as well. So you can go horizontally, vertically, however you want, right? And I like it for one, it does look like I feel like I have my ducks in a row when I have a grid. And also it's easy, it makes it easier to plan your content. Okay, so then your next step, what I would say would be to go to good old Canva and pull up Canva, have that there, and then I'll pull up Facebook Creator Studio because that's where I use to schedule my posts, and have those 2 things up at once. But first of all, we got to actually plan the content. Yes, Chaz, we got to plan what the heck we're talking about. Okay, so open that doc that hopefully you have, and There's mine. Okay, so I'll share my screen again with you, just in case you don't have it, and that is cool. If you don't have it, just send me a DM and I'll email it over to you. Not a problem whatsoever. Okay, so this can be your social media content. So I'm gonna take you through like what all these are. So it's like broken down per month at the bottom, as you will see, and then it's broken down per week. And so when you're planning your times, that is the best time of day for your audience. So my audience is typically online between 9 and 3. Peak is usually around noon for most days. And to find that, you go to your Instagram, you go to your insights, and you scroll right to the very bottom, and it will tell you when your audience is online. Okay, and so then you can do your times when your audience is online. Okay, that's where scheduling really comes into place, because you don't have to be like, shit, I'm on a call right now, like I don't have time to post, you know. You plan it in advance and do it. Okay, so post type. So this is one of the E's. That's one of the motivation, empowerment. Motivation doesn't start with an E, chat. Empowerment, education, and entertainment. Okay, and so write down what that is, and then you can write the copy. So you can write your whole copy in here, or just like your first line. I like to write just my first line in there, because then I can go into Creator Studio or onto my notes on my phone and write the rest in there. Okay. Your CTA, that's a call to action. So every post should have a call to action. Okay, so what is your call to action? That could be like, just leave a comment, leave an emoji, do a double click, share this post, or check out the link in my bio. So those are some of the call to actions that you could have. And so, but make sure every post does have that call to action. Okay. The asset, that would be your graphic. Okay, so you can post it in there, or just say that like what I post there is that it's like orange, me, blue. That's how I post mine as the asset. And then the channel, that's like Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Those are the 3 that I use. Maybe you also use TikTok or Snapchat or whichever ways that you market. And then you can start tracking. I don't know what you want to do with status. That is totally fine. I usually leave that one out. Performance would be like, how many likes did that get? How many comments did that get? And again, you can find that data in your insights. I don't recommend checking your insights every day, just because it just takes up time and takes up space. And so maybe once a week, check your insights to see like what was a really popular post that week. And that is then a good post to send out to your email list. So yeah, so that's like super fast planning your content. And to help you work less and make more. So you want to target your content towards the people who are in your target audience. Okay, so it goes back to knowing your target audience and having them as your followers, and you following them as well. Okay, so it always goes back to your target audience, because your whole business is about your potential customer and your customers. If you don't have customers and you don't have prospects or leads, then you don't have a business. And so, so yeah, that's just kind of how that works. So yeah, so we're going to do a lot more planning like this. I love this kind of planning. April 10th, we're going to do a whole planning. We're going to plan out social media, but we're going to plan out the 90 days. So we're going to plan out if you want to do a launch in that, if you want to like do an 8-week launch or a 90-day launch. We're going to plan out like, here's the goal. I want to make $50,000 by the end of June. How can we reverse engineer to make that happen? Okay, because it can happen. You reverse engineer it and put the plans in place to make it happen. And then we're going to plan out the social media to do that as well. And then we're going to like really work on the energy that you need to get into. You know, it's that vibe that you have, that energy that you have that's contagious, right? And that's what brings people to you. And that's what's exciting, right? And so That is on April 10th. And for today, it's $97. But also, if you book in today, then I'll also throw in 2 1-hour coaching sessions, one before and one after. And so that's if you book today. I'm going to put the link for that in the group. And because sometimes that's all you need is just a planning thing, a couple coaching sessions to get you started on implementing it. And then the rest is history, right? So I'm just going to post that. It's also, if you are on Instagram, the link for that is in my bio. And so if you, like I said, if you book with that today, then you get the 2 bonus coaching sessions. Yay! And I only got room for 12. And so yeah, so it's a pretty sweet deal to have your whole plan laid out. Okay, it's 5 hours long. We'll do some breaks, don't worry. We're going to do some movement exercises, some meditation, some EFTs, and then a whole lot of planning. And so I want to make it small and intimate so that you guys can ask questions whenever you need to. And so that's that. And so I promised to keep these short today. Yesterday I went a bit longer. And so are there any questions about anything? You have no glasses today, Samara. No glasses.
Oh.
No.
I was working out, so I like quickly just threw on lipstick and the headband.
Fantastic.
And a sparkly
right?
shirt. I was like, okay, I'm ready.
It's amazing what a little lip gloss does, right?
I know.
I think like $15 with this little magical tube.
Right? Actually a quick question. So it's a 5-hour, it's on this Thursday, right?
It's on a Saturday.
It's on this Saturday?
Yeah, and it's what's the Alberta time? It's from 8 a.m. To 1 Alberta time, Mountain time.
And when is the next one? Because I won't be near a computer. I'll be in my car driving to Saskatchewan.
We can possibly do this as a one-on-one thing too, and we can just like side schedule it. Okay. If that works. It's better. Like I like to do it as a group, just to have you interact with other people. But if that doesn't work, that doesn't work, right? So then we can just do it as one-on-one as well. And so
okay, should I still sign up for the price and all of that stuff, or how does that work?
Yeah, and then I'll message you after. And
I'll do that.
Okay, cool. And then we'll schedule out the day, times, and all that jazz, and get you on that. And
awesome.
Yeah, like sometimes Saturdays work for people, sometimes Saturdays don't work for people. Like the downer of like doing group things is always finding like what's the best time available, right? I'm just like pick a time and like we'll figure the rest out, right?
Okay.
And so
thank you.
You betcha. Okay.
Enjoy your day.
You too. Everybody have a fantastic day. And if you have any questions, feel free to PM me anytime. If you want to know the difference between a DM and a PM, just ask. And have a super awesome day. Okay, bye.